Oh, the fat push one, some roll it's tricky. And girls enjoy, they feel so does a smile. Seems to feel that with love heads are bouncing. Why don't we pretend that until God is died? Now people wanna stop the band is happening. We need to stop the sound, does a smile.
Good morning, and welcome to Daywave Radio. Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? If you like the music, that's Caravan Palace. They're great live, and the lead singer could definitely get it.
Whoa! Look at that.
Thank you.
Good morning, champ.
Good morning.
Happy birthday.
It's not my birthday. It's not my birthday. Oh,
What's your name?
My name? Oh, let me tell you my name. I'm confused because, like we're supposed to believe in the ministry, right? So what
the fuck was that? Wait, this sounds familiar. Have I seen this? Wait, I'll tell you as soon as that. Hold on.
What's your name?
Oh, yeah, this is old. Yeah, I've seen this. This is from a few years ago. Yeah, that guy's fucking crazy. Good morning, everybody. Hi. Welcome to the show. Been a great week. It's only Tuesday. It's been a fucking great week. Daywave was fire yesterday. ROTC was fire yesterday. Nightwave was fire yesterday. So let's run it all. Let's make today terrible. I just don't want to get your expectations too high, because if you stay too high, you're going to think, what am I supposed to try every day? I'm supposed to put forth effort every single morning? What do you want me to do here? Be lazy some days. No, I can't. I can't even be lazy today, even if I wanted to, because Project Veritas, which, as we all know, is hit or miss. Project Veritas can be very, very hit or miss. They dropped a video, and this one is a definite hit, and not a miss, a definite hit. They dropped the video this morning at 9 a.m. Project Veritas dropped the video from ABC. Good Morning America and 2020 co-anchor Amy Robach had the Epstein story, had interviews, had everything ready to go. 3 years ago. 3 years ago, had everything ready to go. And she was told repeatedly to spike the story. Just told repeatedly to spike the story. So let's check this out. And by the way, because I do see some people sometimes go, "Oh, you're gonna do the same thing on this?" Yeah. Sometimes we're gonna do stories that might come up on both shows and might go more in depth. Obviously, we're gonna talk about. I guarantee you're going to see the Project Veritas video on this show, on ROTC, and probably Nightwave. It's a big story, and then there's really a lot to actually unpack. So. I don't know what to tell you guys. I know some people, you do this on day. I know sometimes I get sent stuff on Daywave, and I don't know what it's going to be. And then I start playing it, and we do it. Then I go, oh, this is too good. This has to be brought up to the main show. So, it's going to happen, man. And what can I tell you? Sometimes shit happens. Anyway, and honestly, the more people that see the Epstein thing, the better, in my opinion. So, Project Veritas, apparently they caught this, I wouldn't say caught, but they released audio of Good Morning America anchor Amy Robach was talking about how they made her spike the story. Well, let's just play the video and then let's watch it. I mean, instead of me explaining it, let's just check it out.
I've had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. We would not put it on the air. First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story. Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways. We were so afraid we wouldn't be able to interview Kate and Will that also quashed the story. And then Alan Dershowitz was also implicated in it because of the planes. She told me everything. She had pictures. She had everything. She was in hiding for 12 years. We convinced her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton. We had everything. I tried for 3 years to get it on. to no avail, and now it's
guys.
all coming out, and it's like these new revelations, and I freaking had all of it. I'm so pissed right now. Like every day I get.
And look, I don't blame her. I really don't. Like if you're a news anchor, and look, I'm sure she's a lefty or whatever. I get it. You know, I don't really know her political. I really don't know. But if you're a news anchor, right, and you have this story and you've done she did the interviews. And you do all the interviews, and you're told by the higher ups, don't run the story, don't do it. And now after he dies, everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about what happened to Epstein. It's this humongous story, and she's like, "Fuck, dude, I had like an exclusive 3 years. Like, I had an exclusive. I had a fucking exclusive 3 years ago, and they made me kill the story. Like, I would be pissed. Think about it. That's your job. I mean, that would have been huge for her, right? And they tell her no."
More and more pissed because I'm just like, oh my God, what we had was unreal. Other women backing it up.
Also, she could get it.
Hey, yep. Brad Edwards, the
That was her talking to her producer.
attorney 3 years ago, saying there will come a day when we will realize Jeffrey Epstein was the most prolific pedophile this country has ever known. And I had it all 3 years ago.
Oh, there's more. That was just a little hot clip.
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, I did.
And look, I expose part 1, apparently. There's more coming out, but I'm going to say this. Look, listen, Project Veritas, this is great. This is awesome that you got this. I'm really glad you're releasing it. You don't need the dramatic music. You don't need the dramatic. Just play the clip without the dramatic music. There's what's being said is already gross and fucking unconscionable enough. You don't need the royalty free GarageBand music.
First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton, we had everything. Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways.
Yes, because the ABC wanted exclusive little stories to cover Kate and be like, oh man, a royal wedding. We got to cover the royal wedding. We got to go over there, cover the royal wedding. Forget that there's a billionaire pedophile that's literally raping children.
I've had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. We would not put it on the air.
They have the interview. They still haven't released it to this day, even after the Epstein happened. Now, why haven't they released it? Because if they were to release the interview before this, obviously before this hot mic thing came out, if they were to release the interview, then people would have said, hey, if you had this, why didn't you release it 3 years ago?
That's tape leaked to us by our latest network insider. This brave insider
is probably fired now.
At ABC News. ABC News anchorwoman Amy Robach is talking to her producer on a hot mic. She says she had the Jeffrey Epstein story 3 years ago, and her bosses at ABC News spiked it.
And then Alan Dershowitz was also implicated in it because of the planes. She told me everything. She had pictures. She had everything. She was in hiding for 12 years. We convinced her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton, we had everything. I tried for 3 years to get it on, to no avail, and now it's all coming out, and it's like these new revelations, and I freaking had all of it. I'm so pissed right now.
I don't blame her.
Every day I get more and more pissed because I'm just like, oh my God, what we had was unreal.
Our insider told us this tape was recorded earlier this year in late August, a day or so after this NPR report came out sharply criticizing ABC News for not broadcasting the Robach-Giuffre interview years ago.
ABC has episodically covered the scandal, yet the interview was never broadcast, and Giuffre says she was never told why.
Other women backing it up. Hey, yep. Brad Edwards, the attorney, 3 years ago, saying there will come a day when we will realize Jeffrey Epstein was the most prolific pedophile this country has ever known. And I had it all 3 years ago.
But the creepy thing is that we would make access to all of these high-profile people.
Well, then I got a little concerned about why I couldn't get on.
Now this to me is where the real story starts. Because all of that, they spike it. She got concerned on why she couldn't get it on. This is where it gets fucking spicy.
On the leaked insider tape, Amy Robach says she had the Jeffrey Epstein story 3 years prior, but her exclusive interview was shelved. Robach says in the leaked tape there was a lot of pressure from Buckingham Palace. According to NPR, the famed lawyer Alan Dershowitz also pressured the network to kill the story.
That Alan Dershowitz, man, that piece of shit is still making the rounds on the fucking View and being on all the news like he didn't do anything. This guy is complicit in fucking children being raped, and I'm not convinced he didn't do something. I don't know if he did. I'm not, but I'm saying it wouldn't. How about this? I know the right way to phrase this. It wouldn't surprise me if Alan Dershowitz wasn't having some fun on that island with some girls of questionable age. This right here, that's the stuff. So they're still parading this motherfucker around.
Shortly before the interview was due to air, Harvard emeritus law professor Alan Dershowitz called the network. He was also one of Epstein's lead defense attorneys.
We wonder if the story was killed to protect the rich and powerful. It seems few were worried about protecting the women who may have been Jeffrey Epstein's victims. Remember, Epstein was still a free man 3 years ago. And just to be clear, the interview has still not aired.
Yep.
What is ABC News waiting for, or who are they still protecting?
She told me everything. She had pictures. She had everything. She was in hiding for 12 years. We convinced her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton. We had everything.
Robach also has no doubt about what
Anybody else getting bothered by that finger pausing thing? It's kind of stupid.
Happened to Epstein when he finally was arrested and jailed.
So do I think he was killed? 100%. Yes, I do. Because he made his whole living blackmailing people. Yeah.
That's the producer talking in her ear. That's why she's being quiet.
There were a lot of men in those planes, a lot of men who visited that island, a lot of powerful men who came into that apartment.
I mean, when I heard he was found dead, was Giselle selling his money.
I knew immediately. And
the media isn't buying the suicide thing. They're not even buying it. Look, I don't care. This is something that I will say. I don't care what Amy Robach's politics are. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. This is somebody who was actually trying to be a journalist. She even mentioned Clinton there too. She was actually trying to be a journalist. She was trying to release a story. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, you should have left and you should release it yourself. You can't. You can't. ABC owns the story. You're under contract. She's under contract. They would have fucking sued her to they would have ended her. They would have ended her. Do you think that if they could stop a story of one of the biggest pedophiles ever, they wouldn't have ended this woman's career? Of course they would have. They would have ended this bitch's career. She has a contract. She has an NDA. She has non-disclosure agreements. She has non-competes that I'm sure she signed. There's nothing. What was she going to do? Rip the story from the producers and take it to the internet? I mean, in a perfect world, I guess that's what you would want somebody to do. But, I mean, she sued to oblivion is what would happen.
He made it seem as though he made that suicide attempt 2 weeks earlier, but his lawyers claimed that he was roughed up by his cellmate around the neck. That was all like to plant the seed. And then, that's why I really believe it. Like, really believe it.
The last of the leaked tape has Robach talking about alleged Epstein conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell and how she should be very careful.
He's got to have left evidence like in the unexplained.
Well, Ghislaine Maxwell, who I had all sorts of stuff on her too. I love it. I'm like, it's so funny to hear everyone say her name now because I'm like, oh my God, like I had all this, and everyone was like, who's that? Who cares? I kept getting that. Who cares? She knows everything. She should be careful. Well, she was his, like, she went out and recruited all of these girls.
Stand by.
She should watch her back. Because if she goes, I mean, I'd have like security guards all around me.
The brave insider who leaked this tape to us does not know who at ABC News spiked the story, but someone at ABC does. Our question: who killed the Epstein story at ABC News and why? Help us find out. James Goldston is the president of ABC News. What did he know, and when did he know it? Here's the landline number for ABC News President Goldston and his Twitter account.
Oh, there it is.
If you're an insider at ABC...
There it is if you need it. There it is if you need it. There you go. There it is if you need it. Enjoy.
And his Twitter account. If you're an insider at ABC News or any other major media outlet or big tech company and you have seen corruption or bias, contact us at projectveritas.com/brave.
It really blows my mind, man, that this is happening, and it's even the anchors are like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? And look at she gets emotional, like she really is about to cry, you know. And I don't blame her. Like, I would be pissed too. On top of professionally, it would have been a huge story for her. Of course, let's be honest, it would have been a huge story for her. But you know, it's everything that people have been saying, and you've been called an idiot, because, you know, you're a moron, or you know, you don't know what you're talking about, or you're a conspiracy theorist, or blah 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 blah. Every time you hear that, you're like, but I'm not. Even the people that are working for, some of the people that are working for the media are like, no, this is bullshit. No one's buying he's killed himself. Nobody is buying that he killed himself. Nobody. 3 years, man. They had this story for 3 years, and it's all because they wanted the royal wedding coverage, because Alan Dershowitz told them to shut up. But what do you know, it's what do you say? That hasn't been said already a million times, you know? What do you say that hasn't been said already a million times about this? It's and they want you to trust these. They want you to trust what the fucking media is saying, and it's not just ABC. You know, we heard about what happened with NBC and the Matt Lauer thing and Weinstein using that. Like, they're all being blackmailed, all of them, for coverage, for everything. And it doesn't even matter what politically you are. People should be really concerned about this. Really concerned that they had the story of one of the biggest pedophiles that's ever been. One of the biggest pedophiles that's ever been doing this. It really blows my mind, you know? Yeah, but everyone knew he had dirt on them, and yeah, that's the other thing. Well, that's the problem. This is why the legacy media is trusted no more. Nobody should trust it. Nobody should trust these people. They have these information. They made this woman come out of hiding. This woman was in hiding for 12 years. 12 years. They made this woman come out of hiding. They made this woman come out of hiding after 12 years. And told her, don't worry, we're going to get this guy. They interview him, and then they say, no, you can't play the interview. Sorry, you're not allowed. You're not allowed.
Whoa!
Thank you.
Look at that.
Eagle Jizz.
America first.
Did you play something? Let me see. Yes, you did.
I'm a drag queen. I'm Lady Mama.
Ah, why?
I'm here to tell you, I love America. I'm a drag queen. I'm Lady Maga. And I support Trump and Melania. Oh my gosh, I'm a fabulous.
Why? Yeah, exactly. Veritas is a right-wing conspiracy theory group. It doesn't matter what you think of them. You're looking at video of ABC news anchor who did this whole story telling you what happened. Everything is a conspiracy. Everything when they're wrong. Let's see what ABC says. Probably nothing. That's going to be my guess. Are they ever going to release the interview? I don't know. I know Project Veritas said it's part 1. Maybe they have the interview. I honestly don't know. How is the NDA applicable involves illegal activities? Well, because, Tori, technically speaking, ABC could tell an anchor not to run a story no matter what, and that's not illegal. You could tell them not to run it. I mean, what Jeffrey Epstein was doing illegal, but, you know, I don't really, you know what I mean? I don't think that's something that is going to make a difference, because they always play on the fray, man. You see a Dershowitz, there's lawyers involved. They know the law. They know how to skirt the law. They know how to make the law work for them. You know what I mean? How do you fight this evil? I don't know, man. I really don't know. I don't know how you fight it. I honestly don't know. Read ABC's statement on the Veritas website. Let's see here. I'll check it out. I didn't know ABC released a statement. ABC News and Amy Robach respond to Project Veritas bombshell. ABC News statement. At the time, not all our reporting met this. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. At the time, not all of our reporting met our standards to air, but we have never stopped investigating the story. Bullshit. Ever since we've had a team on this investigation, with substantial resources dedicated to it. That work has led to a 2-hour documentary and a 6-part podcast that will air in the new year. Oh, cool. Oh, cool. Oh, cool. Oh, cool. Now you're going to release it because the motherfucker's dead and he can't blackmail you anymore. Fuck you. Too little, too late. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. And fuck you. How dare you? How fucking dare you say, oh, in the new year, we're going to release. The guy's already dead. The kids have been fucked in those 3 years that you were ignoring it. Amy Robach said, as a journalist, the Epstein story continued to unfold last summer. I was caught in a private moment of frustration. I was upset at the important interview I had conducted with Virginia Roberts that didn't air because we could not obtain sufficient corroborating evidence to meet ABC's editorial standards. Oh, you want your job, girl. About her allegations. My comments about Prince Edward's and her allegations that she had seen Bill Clinton on Epstein's private island were in reference to what Virginia Roberts said in the interview in 2015. I was referencing her allegations, not what ABC News had verified through our reporting. The interview itself, while I was disappointed in it, did not air, didn't meet our standards. In the years since, no one has ever told me or the team to stop reporting on Epstein, and we have continued to aggressively pursue important story. Oh, you just want your job. Here's the problem. This is the same ABC News that it didn't meet our standards. You mean like when you were showing a fucking shooting range in Kentucky and pretending that it was the fucking Kurds getting killed? Like that important reporting standard? Apparently there's no reporting standards for that, right? There's no important reporting standards for making sure that the video is legitimate and it's not an attack in Syria. That standard, that doesn't matter. Oh, you fuck. You fucks. You fucks. All of you. All of you. Go fuck yourselves. All of you. So you're going to release, a 6-hour documentary after the fact. After he's been fucking murdered, and after, in those 3 years, who knows how many kids were getting fucked, you pieces of shit. But you'll edit a fucking story, though. You'll edit a story to make sure we go to war in the Middle East. That's fine. Look at the shooting range. Look how crazy it is. That's fine. That's fine. Great. These fucking pieces of shit. These pieces of shit, all of them. All of them are fucking pieces of shit. So many things don't meet your reporting standards and you release them and then have to apologize. But when there's a billionaire pedophile with plenty of stuff, you could have aired that interview. Those are allegations that you could have aired. It doesn't matter. Corroborating. No. It's an interview with somebody who was there, and now it's coming out that all the stuff was fucking true. You were on it, and then you didn't release it. And why didn't Amy Robach say something about, I think Epstein, the whole that she says, I think Epstein killed himself? She kind of glazed over that. She fucking glazed over that. Fucking man. And you know what? I would venture to guess that ABC wrote that press release for her and made her release it. They could have still released it. This is the most blatant cover up and spiking of a story that I've ever seen. 3 years. 3 years you had an interview. We continued covering it. No, the fuck you did not. No, the fuck you did not. We're going to release a documentary after he's dead. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't. Just fucking the trash. The media's trash. All of you are trash. All of you fucking media people are fucking trash with your fucking slimy deals. Because you know what, ABC? I know, I get it. It was more important for you to cover the royal wedding than it was for you to cover kids getting fucked. Fuck you. Fuck you, ABC. Seriously. Fuck you. Sorry, man. That fucking, that got me lit. Oh, that made me mad. All right, we can move on. I mean, I'm going to talk about it more on ROTC, so I need to cool off because that. Remember, I watched this. This isn't like something that I've had even time to really think about, or I just that fucking ABC reply just dropped. I just saw this morning at fucking 9 a.m. when it came out. So, and people believe these assholes, and people sit there and they fucking believe these fucking assholes. They sit there and they listen to them, and they go, "Why would the news lie?" To fucking cover their own asses. That's why. All right. All right. Well, some more shit news. Some more shit news.
And breaking news from Mexico, where at least 9 Americans, including 6 children, were killed in an ambush. Video of the aftermath shows a burned-out vehicle targeted in the attack. Family members of the victims tell CBS News that they do believe that a drug cartel is behind this ambush. It happened yesterday, about 100 miles south of the U.S.-Mexico border.
The victims, who were all women and children, were in a convoy taking some of them to a wedding. They were members of a Mormon group based in northern Mexico. The family says the FBI is now part of the investigation. Drika Duncan is following this disturbing and developing story. Drika, good morning. So what more do we know?
You know, there's still so many questions, and this just happened last night. Authorities in Mexico say they've deployed members of their army, National Guard, and state police to investigate. The victims all left their community at the same time in 3 separate cars. Some were traveling back to the United States, some to the neighboring town of LeBaron for a wedding, when suddenly they were struck by a hail of gunfire so severe that one of the cars exploded.
This is for the record. Nita and 4 of my grandchildren are burnt and shot up.
In a video posted to Facebook, you can see the aftermath of the attack. The scorched SUV that apparently contained the burnt bodies of Maria Ronita Miller and 4 of her 7 children. It's unclear if they were specifically targeted. The victims reportedly all belong to a decades-old Mormon community based in northern Mexico. The youngest victims were twin babies, just 7 months old. Some of the children miraculously survived the ambush but sustained gunshot wounds. They were found by family members. Relatives say 5 remain in the hospital.
I was so angry. It's so angry and yet so sad. It was horrifying.
Trish Close is the aunt of victim Donna Ray Langford.
All we could do was immediately start thinking positive and praying at the same time that we were all devastated and very emotional. And It's something that you can't explain, how there's evil people in this world that could do such a thing like that.
Some relatives say they believe the women and children were not the intended targets of the cartels and that this was a case of mistaken identity.
They are amazing, family-oriented people. They are loving, they are giving. They're always looking out for others. They're an incredible group of people.
But don't worry about it. What about the Kurds, guys? What about the Kurds? Am I right? What about the Kurds? Because that's what the real problem is, right? The Kurds? Huh? What about them? They're literally killing American citizens now. And here's the thing. Think about this for a second. If a foreign government, okay, I want you to think about this for a second. If a foreign government was killing American citizens, a foreign government was killing American citizens, it would be an act of war. That's what it would be. If the foreign government was killing American citizens, it would be an act of war. Now, of course, people are going to say, well, this wasn't Mexico's government. This wasn't Mexico's government. These were the evil drug cartels. The drug cartels that the government can't stop. The cartels are the fucking government in Mexico. They're allowing the cartels to be the government in Mexico. They're allowing it. They're not stopping it, that's for sure. So think about this. How is this any different? This is a fucking... Imagine if any country killed 9 American citizens the way these people did. It would be an act of war. Am I wrong? I mean this. Would it not be an act of war if a government did this? Well, of course. Now, if we're finding out, if we're finding out that the government is basically either in cahoots with the cartels or powerless to defend them, then what do we do? Seriously, I'm asking a legitimate question because we don't want to build a wall. This was at a border town, by the way. This was in a border town. Border town. We don't want to build a wall. As a matter of fact, some people want to tear all the existing ones down. So what do? We fucking take it? We sit here and we fucking take it? Because what? Because dreamers? Robbie don't care. Let it fester because we sure don't want to be racist. Yeah, exactly. And we do nothing about it. His family completely devastated and murdered. For what? For doing what? For doing what? I don't know, man. I'm not pretending that I have the right answer. I think building a border wall would help protect us a bit, of course. But this is a unique situation, right? This is a unique situation. I mean, let's look at it this way. And let's talk about the official 9/11 story. I'm not even going to get too deep into conspiracies, okay? I just want to talk about the official 9/11 story. The official 9/11 story is that a bunch of hijackers who weren't really, it wasn't a government. It wasn't a government that attacked us, right? It was a terrorist organization that happens to be in a country. However, when 9/11 happened, we went and we bombed the shit out of Afghanistan. Did we not? That's what we did. We went over there and we fucking took care of business. I I understand that, obviously at the time that's what we were told, and it was probably the Saudis and inside job. I get all that. But I'm just using this as an example, right? I'm using this as an example so it's not that we haven't been in a situation kind of like this before, Obviously it's not, fucking 3,000 people. But then again, how many fucking illegal immigrants kill people here? How much drugs gets pumped into this country and fentanyl that's killing people every single day? So, what do you do, And honestly, if the Mexican government's not going to do anything about it, they're on our border. This is more important to me it should be more important to everybody listening. This should be more important than fucking Israel or than the Kurds or than any of that bullshit. I know the fentanyl comes from China, but I know that a lot of it's coming over the Mexican border is what I'm saying. I get it. I understand that, but I know a lot of it's coming over the Mexican border. It is. So yeah, man, I don't really know of course the answer, but I'll tell you what the answer is: not doing anything about it. Sitting here and not doing anything about it. That to me is the worst. That we're doing nothing about this. And sometimes people point out things like, oh well, you got fucking the Italian mafia, they were in the country and this and that. You're right, they were. And there's a couple things here that I want to point out. Obviously, the mafia killed a lot of people, and they were in cahoots with things, and of course, and all that. But at least to my understanding, at least with the Italian mafia and stuff like that, they had. Not saying I agree with them, but they did kind of have some sort of morals, right? Like they didn't kill kids, They didn't even kill wives. They killed the dude that was, doing shit with them. You know what I mean? Like that was how they did things, And here in Mexico, as we're seeing, it's the 9-year-olds are killing kids for no burning the car. Like this is no holds bar. There's no sympathy. There's no morals. There's not even a shaky moral line. It's just fucking barbaric. It's fucking barbaric. So yeah, I mean, I don't really know. I don't really know what the answer is. I know I get hot about this stuff and I get really fucking mad, but I'm just sick of seeing people sitting on their hands. I'm sick of seeing people like Dan Crenshaw sitting there and defending Israel for an hour instead of fucking doing something. You're in Texas, motherfucker. Do something about it. Actually do something about it. Enough. I believe I actually saw a story that one of the guns from Fast and the Furious, the Fast and the Furious thing, that op was actually found in El Chapo's residence. So it goes to show you how great we were doing. Strategic bombing is a usual solution. Yeah, it is. I mean, I guess, but these people, everybody always talked about, oh, the fucking terrorists, they hide behind kids so you can't kill them. And they did. Muslim terrorists did do that. They do that. But these cartels do the same thing, man. They set up in neighborhoods, around innocent women, innocent children that really didn't do anything. They set up around them, and how do you strategically take care of these people without collateral damage to people that didn't do anything wrong, So, I mean, this isn't a million miles away. It's literally happening on our soil. But it's the Kurds, though, guys. Literally the Catholic ISIS, kind of. I don't think they're motivated by religion, though. Unlike, for example, Muslim terrorists are more motivated by religion. I think they're just pieces of shit, drug cartels, who have a fucking stranglehold on the government. So. You can't innocents will be caught in the yeah, that's the problem. I don't know, man. I know I'm saying I don't know a lot, but it's because I don't. And this is another story that just broke this morning, Exactly. Imagine if Iran killed one U.S. citizen. One U.S. citizen, what will be happening right now? The outrage that will be happening right now. And again, I don't want to hear, it's not the government, but they are the government. We've already seen the government. They control the country. Period. End of story. They control the country. Anyway, we can move on, man. I don't. A lot of great news today, huh, guys? Just a lot of positivity flowing today, huh? Sorry that it's not as fun as a usual day wave, but I don't really know. It's tough to be, you know. It's tough to be in a good mood when this kind of shit happens, you know. All right, let's try to let's just try to cleanse the palate. I hopefully this helps and we can move on.
Sorry, my brakes are getting squirrely on me. I've had some boots on layaway here at Zapateria La Bailarina. Oh! 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 Wait, what? Oh! What? Oh! I'm just goofing. New boot, goofing. I'm just goofing. New boot, goofing. Genuine ostrich. 3 payments. Oh! Oh!
I love this song.
I'm just goofing. New boot, goofing. I'm just goofing. New boot, goofing. Genuine ostrich. 3 payments. Oh! I'm just goofing. New boot, goofing. I'm just goofing. New boot, goofing. Genuine ostrich. 3 payments.
This helps a little bit, right?
I'm just goofing. New boot, goofing. I'm just goofing. New boot, goofing. Genuine ostrich. 3 payments. Oh!
Goofing. It's so good. It's so good.
I'm just goofing. New boot, goofing. I'm just goofing. New boot, goofing. Genuine ostrich. 3 payments. Oh!
I'm letting it run. I'm trying to feel better. I'm letting it run. All right, I feel better. I do actually feel better. That did help out. That did help out a lot. All right, let's move on. So Louis C.K. announced that he's going back on tour, which is cool. I'm really actually happy that he's coming back. I think Louis C.K. is absolutely hilarious. I think he's one of the funniest people that I've ever seen. Like I really believe that. He's coming back, but what's happening is that there's a lot of people that are supporting him and stuff like that. But there's this, and I don't know, I guess through friends of friends or whatever, but I got caught up in my Facebook feed is a lot of New York City open mic comics. And some of them are great. I'm not going to sit here and pretend they're all shit. Some of them are great guys, some great, funny people, whatever, just trying to be comics, which is fine. But comedy used to be this thing where comedians used to stand up for each other, right? They used to stand up for each other and they used to go, hey, man, leave him alone. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? What's happening now, and this is what happens when you make a victim culture. You know, when you make it profitable to be a victim, when you can make money being, you know, oh man, fucking he hurts women. Hashtag me too. Let's get a couple things straight about Louis C.K. Louis C.K. never did anything illegal. He was never charged with anything. He never did anything illegal. Louis C.K. jerked off in front of women. As degenerate as you might want to think it is, that's fine. You could think that, but he asked them. He always asked for consent. So you're always told you ask for consent. He asked for consent. They said yes. He didn't block any doors. He didn't do anything like that. He just jerked off in front of them. He just jerked off in front of him. And I honestly don't believe that should be a life sentence, right? For doing stuff like that. I think that's kind of fucked up. I think that people have had their past and whatever, fine. So I follow this comic, and I'm pointing her out because, again, I'm not doxing her or anything. She's a comic, so her name's out there, her videos are out there. But I really wanted to show you what's happening when this SJW lefty stuff starts invading comedy. It's stuff like this. So again, Louis C.K. says he's announcing the tour. Louis C.K. is doing what Dave Chappelle does, which is like, you have to leave you have to leave your phones up front. They give you a ticket for your phones. He doesn't want anybody recording, his stand up because he's working on his shit. And he is not going to allow any notes to be taken either. And why no notes to be taken? Because it's what happened to Chappelle. He was working on material and somebody was writing down notes, some reporter, and then the next day he reported and yada, 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 and all that shit. So, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them. And I don't blame Louis C.K. and I don't blame Dave Chappelle or people that are doing this kind of stuff because you have to do it because you're not even allowed to work on material and see what go touring and see what works and doesn't work before you come out with a new special. You're just not allowed to do that anymore. So I'm going to introduce you to Divine Kerr. Divine Kerr. She's a stand-up comic, probably an Uber driver, but a stand-up comic in New York City. New York City, that's right, in New York City. She's a stand-up comic in New York City. And let me read her post here. I'm gonna read her post for you guys. So Divine Kerr yesterday. It was yesterday, 3/22. The article on the security, so you understand what she's referencing. She posted the Louis C.K. back on tour, looks to accelerate his comeback. New York Times wrote an article about it. So this is, remember, he's supposed to be another comic. The article of the security for Louis C.K.'s tour, not only will the performances be phone-free experiences, Yondor cases will be provided and required, an increasingly common practice in comedy and theater. But attendants will not be allowed to take the notes, even on paper. Why not just wipe everyone's memory? Much simpler that way. So then when you go into the comments, there's a bunch of people, like, Louis C.K. is a piece of shit. He's fucking white knighters and stuff like that, saying, Louis C.K. is fucking trash. He's all this stuff. And again, look, you criticize whatever you want, right? You could criticize whatever you want. But you're shitting on probably one of the funniest comedians in the past decade, in my opinion, in the past 20 years, in my opinion. If you're going to be doing that stuff, if you're going to be doing that stuff, right, you should probably make sure that you're a funny comic, You should probably make sure that you are. So you see, what happens is a lot of these people are trying to delete or get rid of or cancel the cancel culture bullshit. They're trying to get rid of people. So that way they think that if they get rid of enough people, there'll be more room for them. And in reality, the reason they're failing is because they're just not good at what they do. But what I'm going to do is, for this Divine Kerr, we're going to play one of her videos. I'm going to play one of her videos on YouTube. It's one of her videos of her stand-up set at the DC Improv. This is her at the DC Improv. She has 7 subscribers. This view has 550 views. Let's check out her because Louis C.K.'s trash, right? So let's check out her comedy. Let's see why she's still doing bringers. This video was 3 years old, by the way, and she's still doing bringers. Let's see why.
She's a storyteller here in D.C., also a comedian in Baltimore. Get your hands together for the very funny Divine Kerr, everyone!
Hot. Am I right, fellas? Hot? Am I right? Huh? Look at that. Don't you all pile on to get at her at once, all right? Trust me, there's plenty of her to go around.
Hey, everybody! Wow, gorgeous people. Look at all these people from Caucasia in the audience. Woo! Holy shit, I'm so excited to be here, you guys. I mean, last time I felt somebody else's heartbeat as fast as mine right now. Oh my God, she was so nervous. So, naturally I tried to calm her down, right? So I rubbed my face on her breast.
Ha 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 ha! Ha 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 ha! Ha. Remember, this person thinks Louis C.K. is trash. This person thinks Louis C.K. is trash.
Oh my God. And, oddly enough, it didn't work. I mean, it made her even more tense. So I tried to calm her even more. So I tried to think. So I popped her boob out and I latched on.
We're all going to sit in it. We're all sitting in this for a little bit. We're all sitting in this. We all are sitting in this. Let's all sit in this.
Oh man, we were having this amazing, we were bonding. We were amazing together and we enjoyed the ride for a while until all of a sudden I hear my brother fall off the handlebar and my dad starting swearing, It's like, why do we have a flat tire? What the fuck is going on? We're not supposed to have a flat tire. And in the meantime, all the people who traveled with us through a jungle got murdered and all the people after us got killed too. I know, pretty dark, right? We're here for comedy. But because of that, I could never live up to my parents' expectations. I mean, this is them. They're like, she failed us. She's not a doctor. Have I known? We should have thrown her in the jungle. Because they really could have thrown me in the jungle, I hear them talk. I mean, this is my mom. She's like, what is this B+? What is this B+? It should be an A+. I'm like, Mama, that's my blood type.
It's her blood type, guys.
Oh my gosh, seriously, if my parents had to write a parenting book, it would have been called The Vagina Management. I mean, cut to when I was 12 years old, okay? We're setting up for a party. There's like vegetable and a tray, vegetable tray, and then there's a dip. And then my mom grabbed the dip and she said, my daughter, come here.
She's a storyteller, guys. Her jokes come out of real life experiences.
I have a secret for you. This is like your vagina. And I'm like, no, Mama, you haven't seen my vagina in a long time. And she's like, no, one day, vegetable wanna dip inside.
Vagina, bro. Vagina, dude. Huh? Vagina.
You do not let that happen and dishonor the family. But Mama, the whole point of a dip is for parties. The dip is slutty. The dip wants carrot fast.
None of that happened, and it's not even a funny story. Even your made-up story isn't even funny.
And she's like, no, vegetable can always wash off, but there'll be less dip in the bowl. Are we having a sex talk, Mama? Is that how they do it in Cambodia? And I was terrified. I was 12 years old. Why would my mom teach me anything that ranchy?
Raunchy, she meant to say, but she said ranchy. because of the vegetables. $5, Salvatore Martone. I'd rather hear gunshots coming from my mother's bedroom than this.
I love this. Anyways, thankfully, my parents are crazy, but at least I was my daddy's princess. Until when I had my periods. I mean, this is how it went. I walked by my dad. Hi, Papa. Yeah, back in the days, they didn't have Diva cups or like those thin pads, right? The whole world knew it when you had your period. Like even Timmy around the corner would hear it. Everybody knew. And then I had relatives, at family functions who would like walk by me and it's like, oh, look at her. She's ripe and juicy for marriage. And my mom would be like, no, look at her. She's still too fat. So naturally, they sent me on a trip to Thailand to lose weight. And I couldn't come back until I lost that weight. So I know the suspense is killing you all. Did I lose anything? I lost 45 pounds in a week. Yeah. Where the fuck did my luggages go?
Boo! Boo, Wendy! Boo, Wendy Testerberger! Boo! Boo, Wendy! Boo! Boo, Wendy! Boo, Wendy! Liar!
Does she say luggages instead of luggage? I may back up. Does she say luggages?
Yeah! Where the fuck did my luggages go?
Where the fuck did my luggages go, guys? Where did my luggages go, guys? Where did it go?
Seriously, though, Thailand was traumatic, but I would still consider traveling. I think I might want to go to, like, Japan. The problem is...
I hope it's the same forest Logan Paul went to.
The only word I know in Japanese is bukkake.
Oh, because cum on her face. Vagina, now cum on her face.
Anyways, I've been married for 10 years, everyone. Woo.
Boo.
Woo. I'm still dating people. No, I'm kidding. It's really cool. But, I've been married long enough to give you all relationship advices. All right, I see a lot of couples.
Relationship advice. Why are you pluralizing everything? Relationship advice. Relationship advices? Is that what she said? Again, relationship advices?
I've been married long enough to give you all relationship advices. All right, I see a lot of couples out there.
Advices? To give a relationship advice?
If your partner always wants to have anal sex and you don't want to, there's a high risk that you'll end up with a huge asshole.
But remember, Louis C.K. is trash. Don't you forget. Don't you forget that Louis C.K. is fucking garbage compared to Divine Kerr. Compared to, oh, this one's from this year. Oh, maybe she's gotten better. She's gotten better.
J'adore ça revenir à Montréal. Moi, je fais de l'humour aux États-Unis. C'est toujours en anglais. Fait que là, c'est la deuxième fois en français. So bear with me.
What? Oh, she's speaking French Canadian because she was in Montreal.
Montréal. Je suis passée sur l'Ontario. C'est vraiment. Ça fait j'ai plein de souvenirs sur l'Ontario parce qu'on avait un petit dépanneur. C'est surprise, une walk avec un dépanneur.
What? I can't really do nothing if I don't understand what she's saying. You know what I mean?
Any couples in the room? I see a lot of people from Cambodia, but I see some from Caucasia also.
You made that Caucasia joke again, huh? You really thought that was a good one, huh?
There were a lot of couples in the hallway when I was reading, and couples fascinate me, especially when they're matching. Especially when they're both ugly. That ugly face like mine, I want to fuck that.
Good sound recording quality, by the way.
I love watching couples on a date. You see the dude who's acting as wide, as big as he can, right? He's tall, like, come on, you big. And then he can't close his legs because it implies his junk is so huge.
No, none of that's true. What is this? Fucking Asian Amy Schumer over here. Jesus Christ, this is terrible.
But the lady, you know, we're conditioned. Society teaches us to shrink. We wear Spanx, we try to fit it in, tuck our stomach, we tilt our head, we bend our knee. I'm making myself tiny so your dick looks huger.
Huger. Oh, fucking. If you're going to be a comic, learn how to goddamn speak. Jesus Christ. Oof. All right, I'm gonna move on. I won't torture you guys anymore. I won't. Because at this point I'm torturing myself. I got a couple more things I'm gonna do. I probably need to pop off early because I have some fucking errands and shit. I got some. Shut up. I got some errands and stuff I got to run. But I did want to get through at least one more thing. Okay. God, I got so angry at the first segment. Jesus Christ, that was hard. All right. And there's only one thing to do
tonight. Terrifying.
Oh my God!
Platforms.
What is playing now? Fucking YouTube. What are you playing? Sorry, guys. All right. There's only one thing that I can do in this thing, because considering we were all mad, I want to try to end it with a little bit of positivity if I can.
And also, it is November 2nd, yes. And also, you know what that means? Holidays are coming up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And when I watch the movie Home Alone, yes. This video is about Home Alone and the aircraft American Airlines, yes. Like what they flew on to Paris.
Jeez, I mean, I remember the movie, but I didn't even remember it was American Airlines. I really didn't.
Yeah, I know. Before, like, the opening part of the film, yes. Kevin gets to a fight with his brother over a piece of pizza. If I can, like, just switch this around, like, if I would have to eat the other pizzas, if I was him, I would pick the pepperoni off. Pick the toppings off. So we won't have a fight. Mm-hmm. Then everything will be resolved. Mm-hmm. And then the power outage thing, and the guy, like the shuttle thing guy, the driver, he was rude to that guy. Yeah.
He was.
That's not how we do that at our work.
You're not. No.
And also, when they got to the airport, like there was a gate agent, yes. The Jetaway Bridge. It didn't go to the tarmac.
I bet you he loves planes. He loves planes and stuff like that. Mechanical stuff, guaranteed.
The airport. Mm-hmm. The tarmac. Chicago's O'Hare Airport, yes. Mm-hmm. To Paris, France. And I also found out Paris, France is the best place to be for Valentine's Day in February.
I mean, not now. Maybe years ago.
Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. Comment down below that's true. Paris, France is best city to be for Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. The 14th. And also, when I saw the aircraft takes off, yes.
Take off.
There was the flight attendants. Like, you don't see them in the film, but they were there. Yes, the flight attendants.
Something happened with Thomas and a flight attendant because he brings it up a lot. He's brought up, like, you're not supposed to hug a flight attendant. You're not supposed to touch them. When he harps on stuff, it's because something's affected him. He's brought up flight attendants a lot.
Mm-hmm. Like, as just so you know, yes, do not put your hands on a flight attendant.
See what I mean?
Do not grab them. Do not poke them, because that's when you'll get thrown off the aircraft. Emergency landings. And also, I saw like in the cockpit, like the landing gear lever. It's done with the lever, the landing gear. Like when they're in the air, they flip it up. Yes. But when they come close landing, then they flip it down. That's how it works. The landing gear. It's done with a lever. And what makes it go fast, like on the runway, I think I'll show you how they do this. Yes. That's the thing, like, that's what makes it go very fast.
A coat hook?
But when they come close to the runway,
I see.
then they pull it back like that, yes. That's what makes it go. The aircraft. On American Airlines. But now they don't serve peanuts now because of food allergies. I don't have a nut allergy. No, I don't
Good for you, Thomas. You're a real man.
have that. No. And also, the only time you press the call button up there is like if there's an emergency. That's what it's used for.
I feel like his mom taught him all these things, how being on a plane and what not to do. It's what it feels like.
Near the light thing, like when you. And also, before that, like comparison to that, like the door to the cockpit is now reinforced steel, so they cannot try to hijack the aircraft. It's reinforced steel, so they cannot try and go to the cockpit. Only the pilots themselves can open from the other side. Once the aircraft is in the air. That movie, Home Alone, is way before September 11th, 2001.
Oh, boy. Thomas. We were talking about Home Alone. Thomas.
Security was not as tight. Oh, and before I do that, like there's like the slides like protruding from the aircraft. That's for emergencies. The
Good.
slides.
It's not for fun.
And the exit door in the mid-aircraft, yeah, that's for emergency only. Emergency exit. And there's also the slide too. And also they load the luggage on the lower part of the aircraft. And when they're done, they close the bottom door. Then they're ready to go. And also,
what else?
You can really get drunk like high altitudes, like 30,000 feet, because it's not a good idea to drink too much on board the aircraft. Just water or so. Yeah, that's it. It's always good. And also, Towards the end of the film, yes. And brother Buzz said, "Kevin, what'd you do to this house?"
Oh, I bet you didn't like Buzz, huh?
It's over. And there was Old Man Maury. He's actually a nice person. He saw his granddaughter in the choir, yes. They're saying like to me, like, you don't look old enough to be grandpa, to Briella.
No, he did. He definitely
That's a lot of
looked
people
old
saying
enough.
it. Yeah. I don't think he's alive no more. Roberts Blossom, who did Old Man Marley in Home
Wow, man, he knows. He really knows everything.
Alone. The neighbor. Yeah, he's actually a nice person. Yes. And also, is there anything else I want to say? Next month is December. And I'm glad I saw my Grandma Sue. It's going to be about dementia. Holidays, dementia.
Ooh, man, Thomas has no filter, man.
Dementia. And is there anything else I want to say?
Oh yeah.
Mid part of the film, yes. Stuck in Pennsylvania, Scranton, yeah.
We're still doing Home Alone. Okay.
The gate agent or the ticket agent guy says everything's booked, and then they drove all the way home. That's good, yes. In my opinion,
Spoiler
I would
alert.
rather drive a car than fly with American Airlines. I know what you mean by that. This video is long, yes. And I saw John Canning there, yeah. One of the band members, yes. Yeah, he died a long time ago. 1994 or 93. He had children he left behind. Jennifer Candy and Rick Candy. Is that true? Comment down below.
Yeah, I believe you.
Jennifer Candy and Rick Candy. Yep, the children of John Candy. Yeah, he was funny. I remember him a lot.
Very funny. Agree, Thomas. Very funny.
And also, what else am I going to say? When I was on board the aircraft this summer, to Houston, I'm glad I moved around a lot. I'm glad I did. instead of like sitting at one place all the time. And also, is there anything else I was saying? Oh yeah, I'm off today and tomorrow, so gonna watch some football. Cowboys and Vikings.
But if you're off, then why don't you talk to me Monday? Oh no, Saturday and Sunday. I got a pre-recorded interview with him.
This is a long video, so I'm gonna add something. Yeah, like put in comments, like something nice. And
put something nice in the comments, guys.
My Halloween well, even though I already told you I won that money. Yes, I bought some new shoes. I'll show you right now.
Oh yes, you bought shoes. Okay, cool.
Those are the new shoes right there.
It's dark. I can't see them that well.
Those are my new shoes. They're size 10.5.
All right.
I bought them from Nordstrom Rack in Oak Ridge Mall.
Wow, good value.
I did. So they'll fit me like when I go back to work. Yes. So I don't slip and fall on the holidays. And also, I hope to God we don't have another drought in 2020.
Me too.
That's all we want is a wet and freezing January.
That's all you want?
Wet January. And we want a storm like cats and dogs. And I guess that's about it. So I guess we're going. So I gotta go. So bye.
Bye. Man, Thomas. I mean, he can make a Home Alone review into a 9/11 commentary, and this one's brand new.
I was watching my video. Hi, it's me, Thomas, and yesterday when I was watching my videos on YouTube, the power went out, and that was horrible. But
the power outages in California ain't no joke. They're affecting Thomas.
I'm glad I was like there for 2 hours, the power outage. But I'm glad it didn't happen overnight, because I would have overslept and missed work. Because if that happens, if they call me saying you need me to work, I would have called in sick. The I'm sick excuse. The perfect sickie.
I love him. I love him.
Overslept, which is not good.
California.
Because I hate it when there's a power outage at my place. I know. So comment down below, and I hate that. Power outage at my place. And I had to reset all the clocks again. And that is a huge hassle. It is. And, what else am I going to say? Thursday, the 7th, or Wednesday, I'll pay my rent. Yes, make out the rent check. That's exactly what I do. So you're not late on your rent again. Always. Then next week, I am paying my phone bill, and then towards that, the dental bill. Yes, I know. The dental bill has to be paid. It's $59. I know it's a little expensive, yes.
No, it's not. It's pretty cheap.
And what else am I going to say? Oh, yeah. A lot of people are going to buy turkeys because Thanksgiving's coming up.
That's right.
I know what you mean by that. And what else am I going to say? Oh, yeah. The Vikings lost yesterday. The reason I go with the Vikings, which is my favorite team.
Why?
Because of Adrian Peterson.
But he plays for the Redskins now.
Adrian Peterson's a good player. I like him. And the reason I go for the Cowboys is because of Emmitt Smith.
Emmitt Smith definitely doesn't play anymore.
But he's retired now. He was. And is there anything?
He likes running backs. Thomas is a running back guy. That would be probably his first picks in his fantasy draft, the running backs.
Anything else I want to say? Oh, yeah. I'm glad I watched Freeway Jim's videos. Yes. I'm really glad I did. So, I guess that's about it. So, I guess we're going. So, I got to go to the meeting at my house. So, bye.
Bye. A meeting at your house. Oh, I wish I knew more about that. Oh, man, I really wish I knew more about the meeting in his house. I really wish I knew more about the meeting in his house. All right, guys. Yeah, early sign off for me today. I got shits I got to do. Anyway, with all the intenseness of the first hour, I don't think anyone should be complaining. It was fucking. That was That was definitely a rough one. A rough one. Thank you guys. Thank you all for listening. I will be back in a little over 4 hours. A little bit over 4 hours for Revenge of the Sis. I hope you guys are there. Thank you to everybody that donated. I really had a fun show today, even though it was fucking infuriating at the beginning. Thomas always helps out. A little new book goofing fixes it. Thank you everybody for listening. Tomorrow I'll be doing a full-length show again. Just some shit I got to get done today. But I'll be back at 4, so don't go too far, guys. Thank you for listening. I really, really do appreciate it. And I hope all of you have a fantastic, amazing, and wonderful day. Bye. Bye.
Shake your knees and move your crazy as you do. Clap your hands, stop banging the same. So go back and dance, scap that table over here, girls with you. Dancing, ring, ring. Over here, the hand of the swing. Clap your hands, stop banging the same.